Hi guys, Coach here. I know you guys have been waiting for my thoughts on this, the whole relocation vote. I know that happened this past week, and I'm recording this much later. I hate to say this, but it's been an afterthought. Sports in general. I know in my last Raiders video I talked about going through tough times, and I'm still going through them. I hate to say that, but when there's family, health issues. Not me. I'm personally okay, but I'm dealing with people and family health issues, so I've been working through that. And really just crazy work schedules. I've just been working left and right at this point since my relocation. This this thing's just an afterthought. I've said it's sad. I'm mad, uh, and I'm still going to be a Raiders fan, but I don't know if I'm going to be following them as close as I have been the last since my birth. And following this team because with the Oakland thing, I know a lot of you don't care if you're out of state, if you're even out of the Bay Area, you don't care about this, but personally, it always hits home when you lose a team like this. You have a team that moves, going to Las Vegas. It's half disgusting just how the NFL has been about greed and money. And fine, they're gonna rake in the millions, and it's corporate and all that. Congrats, you're gonna make millions. Just it is what it is. Really, the winner in all this, that quietly the biggest winner in all this is Jed York. That team, they get a Bay Area monopoly. They can get. I bet there's going to be people that are convert to that team in Santa Clara because there's no home team now with the Raiders moving and people fed up with Mark Davis. The I I'm disgusted with Mark Davis. Okay, we know that he revealed his chips. Nepotism wins. He inherits his father, and his father's buried in Oakland for that record. But yeah, he inherits and just okay, he gets to make money and go to Vegas now. And here's the other thing that's sad. Like, if he's raising a Lombardi trophy within the next 5 or 6 years, I'm going to be, like, half happy, half disgusted. Okay? Nobody should be liking Mark Davis. Just corporate greed at its finest. That's all it is. It's straight up greed. Money, stadium, and all that. And unfortunately, there are other things to blame than Mark Davis and the owners themselves. I figured it was going to be up to Jerry Jones. That was the first thing I knew, is that Jerry Jones has probably the most power among all 32 owners. If he likes it, then he will convince everybody else. And I think it was at 31-1. I actually wonder who the no vote was, but I heard quotes that Jerry Jones was in favor of a Vegas move, and that's going to make him money, that's going to rake the dough, and yeah, it is sad. I said have not been tracking free agency that closely, and I heard okay, they signed Jared Cook, they lost some players. As with free agency always is, you're going to lose some, you gain some, you find out what you're made of a little later down the stretch. But yeah, this is sad. This is just sad corporate greed that the Raiders are not in Oakland, the place that they were founded. When they were in LA, I know that created a whole fan base locally. Those of you in the Bay Area know, like, a whole generation became Niners fans because of the move to Los Angeles. And it was convenient, too, because the Niners were winning under Montana and Walsh and company. But now, once again, there's going to be a whole new generation of fans that are going to be a fan of that team that Jed York owns. And, yeah, they're going to have the Bay Area. I'll be dead if that ever happens. That'll happen over my dead body if I convert team-wise. But I just don't think I'll be paying that close and die-hard attention to the Raiders as I would be. I want them to win a Super Bowl. I want them, but it's really not my first priority. I really hate saying that, especially because football's the king of this country and it's a sport. But you can't be siding with Mark Davis. I just can't. Now I know how Seattle fans felt when they lost the Sonics. They root against OKC every time. That's their goal usually every year. I know how probably. I bet LA Rams fans were very disgusted. I think it was Georgia Frontier. I think her name was Georgia when she moved the team to St. Louis. And then they won the Super Bowl in 1999. There had to have been some disgust when it happened and they won as St. Louis Rams. I know the LA Rams are back and all, but there had to have been people not happy over that. And I'm going to be in that realm. In the events, if the Raiders do win a Lombardi under Mark Davis, I'll feel the same way. I'll be happy for the players. I'd be happy for Derek Carr and the many players that I've watched, but I just won't be joyful happy like I should be. That's the problem now. You can't be happy that Mark Davis gets his way. It's disgusting. He revealed his card that he wants to move. But I've already said earlier, there were others to blame on this. The politicians in Oakland, we don't know what. I don't know all the details. I've relocated. I don't know how locally the politics are, but I know that they've done a terrible job at making sure they stay. Who knows what socialist or economic policies are happening under Jerry Brown? I wish I knew, but clearly nobody wants. You can't ask for taxpayers to pay for a stadium. We know that's BS. And the Chargers tried to do that with a measure that obviously didn't go through. The Chargers are also L.A. Chargers, which is going to be weird. We're going to see. At least the Raiders will get a game in California because they'll be the L.A. Chargers game. But yeah, this is sad. This is really, really sad. To anyone who knows the history and saying that they don't have a team in Oakland anymore. The only thing I'll say is that if there was only one of the two teams in Oakland that I'd rather keep, it'd rather be the A's. And right now, the Oakland A's look like they're going to get their wish. There are some A's blamed for this too, mostly Lou Wolf, who's no longer owning a portion of the team. He didn't get anything done. It was just 10 years of stalling. I don't like to blame Lou Wolf for everything because that's a bad scapegoat, but this is a legitimate time we can take a shot at Lou Wolf for not getting anything done and putting all the sides in limbo. And by the way, for those of you who talk about the Warriors, I don't count them as an Oakland team. Yeah, they play there physically, but they're not an Oakland team. If you look at the fan base, you look at how things are, it's just, okay, it's Giants fans, SF fans. I have too much against the city of San Francisco to side with them. And it goes beyond sports. Sorry. It just goes well beyond sports for me to side with the city of San Francisco. So they were never an Oakland team in my book. They didn't have that feeling. They're going to be moving to SF in a couple years. And yeah, the Oakland Raiders are now in Vegas. And I probably won't say the word Vegas very often. Probably still going to say Raiders just by itself. But yeah, just don't be surprised if my coverage of the Raiders becomes a little lessened. I'm very disgusted over this. And it's already salt in the wounds for me going through tough times. Still on the back burner, but there's nothing I can do about it. I'm just one person. The owners have spoken, and we have to move forward. Life goes on. It sucks. I'm still a fan of this team no matter what, but I won't say I'm a diehard fan of this team if Mark Davis is just getting his ways and making all the millions of moving to Vegas and getting his way. It is ugly and disgusting. That is my point. Curious what your thoughts are. I said a fraction of you don't care. Some of you do care. Okay, you're Raiders fans no matter what. But yeah, the history's in Oakland. The original history from the AFL days is in Oakland. So it's sad when you lose a team like that. But anyways, yeah, go A's. Go Sharks, even though they're struggling. But yeah, the Raiders, I'm just going to feel very casual right now about it. We'll see you guys later. Let me know what your thoughts on this.